All right, a little bit different video for you guys this time. Top 10 cars IRacing needs to add. It's my opinion. I just put them in a list, and they're pretty much in order, but from least wanted to most wanted. But the number 10, obviously, I want in the video because I put it on the list. So, yeah, let's just jump right into it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Just kind of an idea out there. I don't know. I made this a few weeks ago, but I just now started recording it. So, yeah, let me go what you guys think. Got 2 honorable mentions in the list. So, honorable mention number 1, drag racing. There's the 2 drag strips that I know of off the top of my head. Sonoma and Hockenheim both have drag strips. They're both in the game. It'd be awesome. And they really could do it with the point system and all that. Just how iRating and all that. The setup guys could just go crazy with it. That would be something that is really cool. And I would really like them to see is drag racing, because there's so many different classes and extra things like that. And we haven't gotten a new series since, I think it was Dirt Road or Dirt, since like 2018. So it'd be cool to get something new. And I think they already have 2 tracks in it. There's probably more that I'm just not thinking of, but that would be honorable mention number 1. Number 2 on the list for honorable mentions, Formula Drift. Formula Drift, I really like drifting, as a lot of people probably know. After qualifying, going into one, throw it in the corner and trying to pitch her sideways. I love doing that, but I think it would be awesome to have it, because the incident count and how that all works would be great with Formula Drift. They have Long Beach and Irwindale, which they run on, that I know. And it would just be cool to do. I mean, you could do different classes. Cars would pretty much all be the same, but do different classes and put them all in there, see what happens, tandems. You do a few different races, but I feel like this or drag racing would get a lot of cars. The drag racing would be a lot of setup, similar to this. I think setup would be pretty big, and the skill would be really needed. I think a lot of dirt guys would do this, even asphalt guys, to learn how to save it. I think would be kind of cool, but throw us in a few different cars. Formula Drift or just drifting in general would be sick. You could add a few more layouts to Long Beach or Irwindale, since Irwindale, I think they run like 2 or 3 times during the year. So it'd be cool, but honorable mention number 2. Now on to the list. On to the list, number 10, street cars. I've always wanted to see a street car in the game, just to base it off of how fast race cars really are, because it's hard to get a sense when all the cars in the game are race cars. And it'd be cool to see street cars. I mean, the GTR Nismo and ACR Viper are 2 road legal race cars, you could say, as cool as those things are, and the arrow and everything put towards it. So that would be kind of cool. We also don't have a Dodge, so a Viper, that could be kind of cool to see in the game. A GTR, pretty cool, just kind of track road car. Or they could throw in the Chevy, Ford, and the Challenger, because like I mentioned with the Viper, we still don't have a Dodge in the game. So it'd be cool to get that and do the big 3, and we can kind of race them all. Maybe you can kind of make the physics a little bit more heavy for them, or them 3 to be pretty equal, like maybe the Camaro pretty balanced, the Mustang better in the corners, and the Challenger faster on the straights. I don't know, but make them all 3 kind of similar how they race, but give us something to kind of base off lap times or something. Street cars would just be cool to see and compare to race cars. Number 9, real or new ARCA cars. The ARCA car has been in the game for what seems like ever now, since I even started racing in 2015. So it's been the same. They've changed them forever ago, and they're running the old Gen 6 bodies. We're still on the Gen 4 bodies with the ARCA, so I think they are probably coming soon. I'm not for sure, but they race them everywhere, out west, back east, all that. I know the series probably isn't great the last few years with just who's all running them and things like that, but it would be cool to see, because these things have been due for an update for a while, and actually how they race. So ARCA cars would be cool to get. I think the different manufacturers would be kind of cool. I know that Ford just came out with the Mustang for the ARCA cars, so maybe that's what they're kind of waiting on. But I'd like to see the SS, the Fusion, and the Camry would be kind of cool to see instead of all the new stuff that's coming out. But ARCA would be granted for an update, because it's been a while. That series has been the same forever, it seems like, and that car's been the same. So number 9, new ARCA car. Number 8, mini stocks. I like mini stocks because I've always kind of said it, the slower the racing, the better. And mini stocks, wherever you go, seem to just be 4 wide, 3 wide, wherever. And always race good because they're, look at the bodies on them. Look at the picture in the top right. Look at this one. They're all raced however long. They don't need to put new bodies on them. But you could also do them with asphalt and dirt. So I think mini stocks would be really cool to see. We kind of have that with the Mazdas and the Jettas-ish, if you kind of throw them in there. But I think mini stocks would be super cool to have in the game, because you can do them for dirt and asphalt, kind of do what the dirt street stock is, but maybe you could just make them in one and it changes the tires whenever you go into each one. So I don't know, it'd be cool to see. Maybe give us a few different body styles, but yeah, dirt or asphalt. Dirt and asphalt mini stocks. We don't want one or the other. We want both. So number 8, mini stocks. Number 7, super modifieds. These things are insane. We have the sprint car and silver crowns, but that's kind of all it goes to when you get to the open class oval stuff. So, or open wheel oval stuff, because you start off in legends. I think D class you can run a few different things, and then C class is, I can't really remember, maybe it's advanced legends, and then B class is silver crown or sprint cars, and those classes really don't get too many people running them anyway. But there's no open wheel A class in oval, I'm pretty sure. So super modifieds would be really good. They're really high downforce, like 1,000 horsepower. They used to run them at Phoenix back in the day and run like 3 or 4 seconds faster than cup cars, I'm pretty sure, and would be wide open around Phoenix. These things would be cool to see, super fun to drive from what they seem like, but also open wheel or a new path to kind of go to on the oval side. So super modifieds at number 7, just throwing it out there. Probably won't happen, but it'd be super, super cool to see. Coming in at number 6 is a super late model fix. So the reason I threw this in there, everybody knows I love the super lates, but this is just something that I've noticed from driving them. The ones in iRacing are not real super lates. They're not realistic. They don't have any grip, it seems like. And super lates in real life have plenty of grip, rarely spin the tires, and that is obviously not what we have in iRacing. So they should really scan, I think, a car that runs the Derby. I mean, Majeski already has the iRacing sponsor and all that, and is with iRacing. Thorne's car that he won in. This body is the real body that I think of a super late when they run it. It's a faster aero body and a 10-inch tire slick. What we have in the game isn't. So that's kind of why I want to throw it in there, but wanted to kind of put it in a video just to get it out. Super lates are nothing like what they are in real life, but get a little bit more realistic super late would be nice. So number 6, super late model fix. Coming in at number 5 is any kind of kart. I know that they, I think, had it in the game or tried it and it just didn't work, but Hockenheim has a go-kart track and a few others. I think Sonoma has one, probably Nürburgring, but any kind of kart, dirt flat kart, just a normal standard go-kart or shifter kart would be kind of cool to have. Just something different kind of motorsport to run. That's not just, you know, big cars. Like in Formula V, there's like, I think 3 open wheel road series that you can run, and the cars are all pretty much the same. So it's kind of boring where you could start out. So if they did go-karts, it'd be something different. I think a lot of people would run them and have a lot of fun with them. I don't know how realistic the physics would be. They definitely have to change them and how it would drive, but go-karts would be super cool to just host a race, mess around. Dirt karts would be really cool too. So if they add Millbridge, they could maybe do it. So at number 5 is any kind of kart. Number 4, we have some classic late models. So the next few, you might see a trend, but yeah, classic late model like a 1980s Mark Martin ASA car, which are these two, or 90s late model. I know this was the NASCAR Southwest Tour Series, so it was NASCAR at one point, and 90, I think that was 99 or 2000. That was 2000 at Irwindale. I got that picture of. That's actually my dad behind it, but yeah, that would be cool to see, was just a classic late model, something that is older, because I mean the only real old car that we have in the game is the 87 for the oval stuff. Like, I don't think there's anything that's really old that we can drive. So something cool for short tracks. I would love to see it. Will it happen? No, but maybe if Junior went back in the record books and look at old 80 late model short track racing, we might get it if he mentions it to him. But yeah, classic late models would be super cool. I know that there's a few short track series that was sponsored by NASCAR. So if they did it, could kind of make that a classic short track series or something. But number 4, classic late model. And the podium spot at number 3, the Trans Am series. This is the car that originally started and brought up the idea for this video. I really like the Trans Am cars, watching onboard laps, how many different manufacturers there are with them, and how many different body styles. I mean, there's 3 different body styles right here for the Mustang in this one race. There's a Challenger, there's a Mustang, there's a Corvette, there's a Viper, there's a Porsche, there's a Cadillac, I think that is. An Aston Martin, maybe? I don't know what that is, but there's a crap ton of different classes and deals with them. It would be such a cool road car to have as like a C class maybe, and then GT3 be the B car. But Trans Am, the amount of different makes, I don't know how they could do it. If they did scan all of them, it would be insane seeing how many different cars there would be on one track, and watch them how they race. They're kind of a mix between a next gen and an Xfinity car, really, on the road courses. They have suspension and don't feel so stiff, but they're also aero and really fast. So it'd be cool to see how they handle, especially over the bumps. They already run at Laguna Seca, Watkins Glen, Coda, Road America, Atlanta, I'm pretty sure, Road Atlanta. So all the tracks that they need would be in the series. I think the series would be really cool. I've only watched like 1 or 2 races, but seeing how these cars drive, they just look fun to drive. So coming at the number 3 spot is the Trans Am series. Coming in at the number 2 spot and the runner-up is some classic classes on the road stuff. So I think that this would be cool because you got the old GT40 and the old Ferrari that used to go back at each other at the 1960s Le Mans race. Cool heritage legacy behind that, and the differing like availability and how the engineers could build their cars back from like 60s to the 90s, and especially at Le Mans and the endurance racing. So that's kind of why I threw in the McLaren F1 from 1995 and the F40 and the Porsche that were trying to beat it, and I don't think did for a few years there with the F1. But that McLaren F1 was near damn perfect from what everybody's always said. And yeah, I would love to drive that thing. The GT40, a classic thing that should be in any racing game, really. And with Ford versus Ferrari, one of my favorite movies, it'd be awesome to see. So another classic cars that they could throw in that I would really like to see. And yeah, it'd be cool to see. Give us 2 different cars. Don't just give us one. Like, don't just give us the F40 or just the F1. Give us a few cars to pick from in that class so we can run multiple ones. But I love the ingenuity that old race cars used to have, how much different they could be, and all the aero things that they could try and everything like that. So at the number 2 spot, classic classes on the road stuff. Coming in at the number 1 spot is some classic NASCARs by the decade. So we obviously have the 87s and we have the 2022 next gens, but we don't have any of the 90s Cup cars. We don't have some of the 70s Superbirds or Plymouths. And we have the 2013 to 2016 cars, sorta. But I really want that 2014 package. That was the best NASCAR package in racing that they've probably ever had. That 2014 season was so good with all the battles. But I think some classic NASCARs would be super cool to see. We have the 87s. Give us the 70s Superbird and Plymouth and Daytona. Those things would be cool to see flying around Daytona. And the 1990s, 96-ish Cup cars, like what you see in the top left there, would be awesome to see. I think, obviously, Junior would like to see those, the car that he really started in. I know that those are still technically the Gen 4s, but not really. They are the same. They're way different body styles and things like that, so that would be cool. And then in the bottom right, you have an old Busch car. Kind of threw that in there because it was Junior's. He could probably get that scanned. And yeah, give us an old Busch car. We just have the Xfinity car. We have the old Nationwide cars, but we don't have a Busch car or a Winston car. So classic NASCARs, I think the 3 of the 4 last spots were all the classic, or some classic kind of cars. So oh well. But yeah, that'd be cool to see, is some 90s Cup cars, 2014 package with the Gen 6s. That 70s Superbird and Daytona would be awesome. And an old Busch car. Those would be fun to throw around whatever tracks. So, especially with legacy tracks, they could definitely do that. But my number one is classic NASCARs. And give us each decade. Give us all 3 manufacturers. Pick a year that they want to do. And yeah, that'd be super cool to see. Maybe they could do a series. Maybe it could be B class or A class. And do every other week it alternates or something like that. But they would definitely make a lot of money giving us an old Monte Carlo or an old Superbird. They'd definitely get a lot of people to buy it. But that is gonna do it for this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I tried to throw in a ton of diversity with some oval, good amount of road in there. I think I only had 1 dirt, but I guess if you throw in the karts it could count. But super modifieds, mini stocks, new ARCA, street cars, everything, and some 2 new series that I would like them to do, that I think is possible, but more than likely they aren't going to add it. So just thought, throw it in there. Why not? But let me know what you guys think in the comments of my list, and what cars you guys would like to see in iRacing. And I think next I'm going to try to do some tracks. So leave a like and comment what you guys think for tracks you guys would want to see. I'll look into them. But that's going to do it for this one. So if you guys did enjoy, leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.